Welcome back to the show, boys and girls. Our guest tonight is a wonderful motivational speaker whose powerful story has helped to positively influence the lives of countless young people across the region. We're thrilled that he's here tonight. Please welcome to Wicked Late, Scott Maloney. Scott, how are you, sir?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
I've got a lot of questions about what it is you do and how you, of course, positively influence the lives of the youth around this great region of ours. But I want to start, first of all, by having you tell us a little bit about your background, where you're originally from, and
all right. Well, I'm from what sounds like a fictitious town. It's called Plainville, Massachusetts. People often think it's near Pleasantville or Smallville or Clark Kent, and no. It used to be a one-horse town, but it's a common misconception. We have 2 horses now.
As a kid, did you have any idea, any inclination that you might someday be a motivational speaker? And if not, kind of tell us how you found your way to this role.
Sure, that's a good question.
Thank you. I'm full of great questions, Scott.
Good. All right. I didn't want to be a motivational speaker. I didn't know what they were. Tony Robbins and people like that. But I always wanted to be a comedian, and I actually opened up my program. I got lucky with a joke about me wanting to be a comedian when I grow up.
All right.
I won't go into that now, but yeah, you should check it out.
I will. I'll come see you perform live, if you will, sometime, and I'll hear the joke. So, what sort of precipitated the move into public speaking?
Sure.
And motivational speaking?
Sure. Well, I was injured my senior year of college, Becker College.
2004, I believe.
That's right. Yeah. I was injured 9/18/04, September 18th, 2004, as a result of a self-destructive decision I made under the influence of alcohol. I wasn't driving or anything like that, which is a common misconception, common assumption, I should say. But I was declared legally brain dead after the worst decision of my life. And I'm taking the advice of John Paul, George, and Ringo, and taking a sad song and making it better.
Now, you had obviously what happened to you is you were declared brain dead and this and that. It really was nothing short of a miracle that you were able to pull through this, and I think that resulted in this, the name of your program, I Got Lucky.
That's right.
And through that program, you helped to sort of educate people on better decisions they can make and what they can do to sort of prevent, this type of thing from happening to them, I would presume.
That's right.
Now, when you're speaking to them, what types of points do you emphasize? What do you try to get through to them? Do you just talk about the dangers of destructive decisions, how they can kind of steer themselves away or around that path?
Well, I cite real-world examples.
Right.
I'm not sure. You graduated college when? Alrighty.
You're implying I went to college. Rhode Island College, class of 2004. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports at the...
Again, Scott, you cracked me up. No, I really didn't. I play a little recreational basketball, but nothing competitively.
All right. Well, do you know the name Nick Adenhart?
I do, yes.
Yeah,
Pitcher?
Yeah, that's right. He was killed by a drunk driver a few hours after making his major league debut.
That's right.
For the LA Angels of Anaheim. Wow, so you're sharp.
Thank you.
I cite real-world examples like Nick's story, like other stories. And then when I have the audience's attention, which I'm pretty good at holding, capturing, and keeping, because I have a background in stand-up comedy, so I'm pretty good at keeping their attention. I share with them my story and how I truly did get lucky. Ergo, the name of the program, I Got Lucky.
Right.
It's also meant to be a little innuendo type of thing because, colleges, like, hey, I got lucky. Ooh, well, I want to go get lucky with Scott Maloney. I hope all the ladies say that, but things like that. Like, I want to get lucky.
Right.
So let's check out the program.
Sure. And
because most people, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Continue.
Most people think, oh, it's a motivational speaker. It's mandatory for incoming freshmen or student athletes. That's going to be boring. But when they hear I'm an interactive storyteller with a background in stand-up and improv comedy, people say, oh, this could be cool. Let's check it out. So
now, you went through this unfortunate accident as a result of poor decisions, September of 2004. When did you decide that you might have something here that you could sort of pass on to young people? When did you start actually doing the motivational speaking?
Remember my first time doing it, April 4th, 2006.
Wow, okay, so a couple of years, almost 2 years after. Yeah. And how has the response been? How have people been responding to what it is that is your message?
Well, a lot of people, when I first did it, I did it to my alma mater, Becker College. So a lot of people already knew my story. A lot of them were freshmen and sophomores when I was hurt, and so they were juniors, seniors when I spoke there.
Right.
So I said, I started off, I said, how many people here know me? How many people here know my story? And half the hands went up. And I just share with them my story. It was pretty funny. I was always a funny guy, but it had its terrible, sad, tragic moments.
Right. And how did they respond to it that first time? Did you really take? Do you think they took something away from it? Was the response positive? And also, did you take something great away from it that allowed you to continue?
Yes. Yes to all of the above. All of the above. Sometimes, always, never, always.
Right.
I always take every speech that I do, every program that I give is better than the last one.
Excellent. Now, talk to me about the best gig you've ever had, Scott.
The best gig I've ever had? Simple. My next one.
The next one, that's right. Because this is an ongoing thing for you. The work is never done in the sense that you want to continue to educate not only this generation and previous generations that you've already spoken with, but the future kids that come up through college. And if they can have somebody sort of make that connection for them through humor and through personal experience, I think the sky is really the limit. And I think it's really a tremendous thing that you're doing to sort of take your experiences to sort of, to benefit and to better the lives, of the young people. I know it's a cliche thing that we say, we want to, make the youth better, but it really is an admirable thing. You should be commended for the work you're doing, I think.
Now, I'm sorry. I think educating the youth of America, or the youth just in general, educating youth is our responsibility.
Sure.
Or else we're the only ones accountable for their actions.
Yeah, and if you can't learn,
or lack of education.
If you can't learn from our own mistakes, and in this case somebody else's, then you're never going to grow, I don't think,
right.
as an individual. Now, how can folks get in touch with you if they were interested? Oh yeah, just take a moment to enjoy that. That's straight out of the men's room, Scott.
Oh,
so
wow,
I hope
good.
you enjoyed
Classy.
that. Yeah, of course, as only we can be here on
If
Wicked
you wanted
Late.
to sell it, you'd say it was straight out of the women's room.
Yeah.
But whatever. Beggars can't be choosers.
We're going to need to edit that out, I think. So talk to me about, of course, as we were just saying, the best way to get in touch with you if someone wanted to book you for a speaking engagement or they wanted to have you come to their school to speak.
Sure. What are we on, 1, 2, or 3? Okay.
Whichever one you'd like.
All right. My website is www.scottmaloney.com, and I just put my hand here.
It might be right there.
All right, perfect. scottmaloney.com. It'd be great if you click like on my Facebook page as well. Facebook, Motivational Speaker Scott Maloney.
So there are any number of ways folks to kind of get in touch with you, kind of see what you're all about. They can read more about your story. Obviously, we're in your talk show situation. It's a quick 8-minute segment, but they can kind of learn more about what it is you do, see photos, kind of see a little bit of your resume, and decide if they'd like to have you come speak, which I'm encouraging everyone to do. Because I think you're terrific, and it's a wonderful thing that you're doing. Now, talk to me about what's up next for you in the career of Scott Maloney.
The flourishing career of Scott Maloney. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. Well, I shouldn't say that on camera, but I'm a jack of all trades, and recently I've been serving as a field and studio correspondent for a local news channel, and I would love to become a field reporter for a local affiliate.
Well, I'm sure you've got the knack for it. You've got the experience being in front of people, and we wish you continued success, not only with that, but of course with the motivational speaking, because it's a great thing that you're doing. And again, you really should be commended on touching the lives of so many young people. Thank you for sharing your story, and we're glad that you're here with us and continuing on to do this kind of work. It must be very rewarding.
It's very rewarding. I've always wanted a job that I could give back.
Right.
And having been given, I got to give right now.
Absolutely.
So it's very rewarding.
Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Motivational speaker Scott Maloney, everybody. We'll be right back after this.